Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. This morning we started a new spin class, a heart rate training class here in the gym on Bainbridge Island. And this one, it's from 5 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. and the class is pretty full. And there's, I don't know, probably 20 of us in this class. And this one's particularly meaningful, and it's a fundraiser for Hannah Hunt and Hannah's Hopeful Hearts. It's for children and adults who have cancer, brain cancer, and so please, click on the link or go to the link and to the website and give generously to Hannah's Hopeful Hearts and help support the research for people who have brain cancer. And this morning in class, we were a good hour, I would guess, into the class, and for quite a while our heart rates had been at 80 and 85%, and we'd been holding pretty steady up in that range, and with not many breaks or many rest periods, and we never let when the few moments we did have for resting, our heart rate never got below 70%, and again, most of the time we were up in that 80-85% range, and then we were going to kick it up to 90, and Kathy, our instructor, wanted us to get up to 90 and hold it for, I forget, it was either 4 or 5 minutes. And as we started to do that, she said, "You got to want this." Well, I paused for a moment and went, wow, do I want it? And I realized in that moment that up until then, I'd been doing really well at 80, 85. Pushing it to 90, I really wasn't committed. I didn't want it bad enough to really push. I was pushing, but I'm not sure that I would have reached 90%. I might have, bumped it up to 87 or so. I'm not sure I would have kicked it over to 90 and above had she not said, "You got to want this." And I had to stop and think, am I committed to this, and am I willing to do this? And I went, yeah, I'm going for this. And while spinning at 85% plus, I did a moment of self-hypnosis and just held that image of my heart rate being at over 90%, about 92, 93%, and gave myself the suggestions that I did want this, and I had the strength, the power, the speed, and saw my feet dancing on the pedals and my legs like strong pistons pumping away, and did all that imagery and gave it the kick and popped my heart rate up over, it was about 93, 94%, and held it. And even during that, I had the thoughts, and throughout the day I've been thinking about the relevance of other goals in my life and what I see in clients' life of, do you want it bad enough? The other thing Kathy said is, you're going to have to dig deep to do this, to get it up there and hold it for that long after everything we'd already been doing. And now bear in mind, this is a pretty strenuous class, and in that 90 minutes I burned almost 800 calories. And so we're working hard, and this is a good 2/3 into the class where we're popping it up that high and holding it. And I got to thinking about how I've talked before about need and motivation, and about keeping that motivation up to achieve your weight loss goals, to achieve other goals in life. It's like a phone call that I had received from a gentleman the other day who called about stopping smoking. And he wanted to set up a session with me for stopping smoking. And I said, "Oh, that's great. Why do you want to stop smoking?" Well, there was silence for a moment, like, what kind of a question is that? And then he hemmed and hawed, and, well, his response was, "For my health." Well, health isn't a motivator. For my wife, well, that's not a motivator. For my kids, set a better example. For my kids, well, that's not really a motivator. I never really heard him say that he was sick of it, that he was tired of being a slave to it, that he wanted to do it for himself. I never heard that he really wanted it. I didn't hear that he was willing to dig deep to make it happen. He was willing to go through the motions, kind of like I was at that point before Kathy said, "You got to want this, you got to dig deep." I was going through the motions, but I wasn't committed. And so the guy's coming in for a consultation, and we'll talk, and if he truly can move to that place of wanting to quit smoking and wanting to do it for himself, then great. I'm very happy to work with him and support him in his stop smoking. It's the same with any other goals, whether it's working on your marriage, on your relationship. Are you willing to dig deep? Do you really want it? You gotta want it in order to have a happy, healthy, mutually loving, respectful relationship. To have that bond, that friendship, that love between two people, it takes work. You gotta want it. And if you're kind of just, well, be nice and kind of lackadaisical about it, probably not going to be real successful about it. And folks, the great news about hypnosis is you can use the tools of hypnotherapy, self-hypnosis, and learn to dig deep, to create that desire, that motivation to want your goals, and to create that desire and that motivation to keep pumping, to keep your energy level up, to achieve that what it is that you say you want in life. So look around here at all the tools and the resources at Hypnosis Health Info. Discover self-hypnosis and take a look through the store at the products that are there. If you're here in the Puget Sound area, give me a call for my Seattle office or my Bainbridge Island office, or over in Forks at 206-903-1232. Or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com. And if you live too far away from Forks or Bainbridge Island or downtown Seattle, then give me a call anyway or send me an email, and we can set up phone and internet sessions to support you in creating that desire, that burning motivation to want your goals, to dig deep, to make them happen. So again, take a look around here at Hypnosis Health Info at the tools and resources, and also be sure to give generously to brain cancer, to the research and the funds that they're looking for there, and to Hannah's Hopeful Hearts. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.